So traders, the stock market is actually not looking too good, and I think we're about to actually see another leg down coming real soon out of the stock market. The mining sector right now is actually not looking too good, and exactly what I've been giving you guys a warning of is exactly what's happening today, plus a few other, I've got something I really want to share with you that's just come up today, and I want to share with you. Let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video, because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, let's get straight into it. Traders, just to let you know that this week I've been running a 97% off for you to try out my private inner circle weekly coaching program. So today is the very last day. You can try that out for 97% off. Again, you can try it out. So very first link in the description, guys, go click on that. And again, today's the very last day that I'm actually running that special, that you can actually try out my my top level coaching program. You can try it out for 97% off, but today's the last day. So let's have a look at the stock market, traders. Look at the mining sector, guys. Look at the mining sector. This is exactly what I've been saying for the last few days, right? Get ready for another leg down. Get ready for another leg down. It's not, and look what's happening there, right? So exactly what I've been warning people of, okay? So the big thing that I'm noticing right now with the actual stock market is this is where, when it comes to understanding the markets and understanding the stock market, one of the big things is throwing our ego out the window. It's not about what I know. It's not about, well, this is happening, so therefore this is going to happen in the stock market. Wrong. This is happening in the stock. This is what the market's telling us. So this is what's likely to happen. So the first thing the big thing I'm seeing right now is, I really did think we were going to get some sort of at least a bit of a strong rally. Now we still may get that. Now, when I say a strong rally, I'm not saying a change in trend. I'm not saying the market's going to go from here up to 5,000 on the S&P 500. Okay. Now, there's a few reasons why I believe we've got a little bit more downside to come before we get some major support, but I've got some long-term charts to share with you in just a minute. But the short-term picture, small picture is this. Big picture, I'll share that with you in just a minute. But we do have some gaps through here that are probably going to get closed. All right. Now, I reckon if there is 1 million traders out there, I know there's a lot more. If there's 1 million traders out there, there's probably 999,000 saying, but the gaps have got to get filled. The gaps have got to get filled. Are you with me so far? What I'm trying to say is there's probably 98% of the traders out there saying, the gaps are going to get filled. The gaps are going to get filled. The market is smart. So there's probably people buying call options and going along the stock market because, oh, this thing's going to pop. Sure, the gaps are going to get filled right now, right? The market is smart. It knows whatever the sentiment is of what most people believe in, then it does the opposite and it does that on your ass and you're like, but I thought it was going to close the gap. And then it stops you out and then it does this and then 2 months later it comes back up and closes the gap. Right? And I'm laughing, guys, because I've made that mistake so many times and I've just learned not to throw my thoughts out the markets. That's simple as that. Don't think. Have you guys seen Top Gun? Oh my goodness. Isn't that an incredible movie? I went and saw it at the movies with my son and wow, just an incredible movie. And what does he say? Don't think. That's our problem, right? We think into the trading. We think into this. Just don't think, right? Follow along with the markets. And so therefore, guys, I believe we're probably not going to fill the gap now. Because look at this here. We're only going sideways. We're not actually even getting a strong rally. We're continuing to go sideways here. So we may go sideways for a little bit longer. Now, if we go sideways, let me actually bring up a moving average here. So I'm going to bring up one moving average. This is a 20 moving average on my daily charts, okay? And so what could happen is that we continue to start to do something like this. Right? We continue to do something like this, and then the moving average starts to come up, and then we actually get a breakdown from there. Which is, traders, this is so bad, but it's so good, right? Because I'll tell you right now, my trading, it's just, this entire year has been phenomenal for my personal trading, and it's just been so incredible. These last I think, last 3 weeks, I've had about 5 or 6 trades, 100% success rate, in the actual stock market, and it's been amazing time to trade. Again, with my coaching program, link in below, I actually share all my trades on the private Facebook group for my actual coaching program. So if you want to know what trades I'm actually taking, then you'll be able to see that in the actual private Facebook group with that. Again, you can try that out for 97% off with the link in the description. And I teach you my strategy and all that sort of stuff over there as well too, right? So we could see here, guys, look at this here, sideways, 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 and break down. So that's what's possibly going to happen. Now, why am I saying that? Why do I believe there's more downside to come? Well, this is the small picture, right? Remember, it's a small picture, but what's the big picture saying? And then I'm going to get onto the mining sector because there's something really interesting happening with the mining sector I want to share with you. So look at this here. This is the S&P 500. Now, I've shown this chart a few times to you guys, and this is this chart here is looking at the longer term chart on the S&P 500 going back since 2009, and you can see I've got some major support levels coming into play, right? You can see here, this is that bottom line is just that all I did is drew from the major low in 2009, and then the major low in the COVID crash, okay? And then all I did is this here was just a parallel trend line, the exact parallel trend line from there, and all I did is I connected it up to then find that I can see that this particular angle in the market, you can see here it bounced there. We had all this bounce through here. We almost had a bounce through there. We definitely got a bounce through there, and we also had a little bounce through there as well too. Okay, so that's that one. This is that one angle. So roughly around that 3.5 to 3,300, that level through there. Guess what, traders? Is what? It's an actual support level, isn't it? It's a support level in the markets. So we could expect a bit of a bounce there, but not only that, but what I say, X marks the spot, right? X marks the spot. So X marks the spot is this. We have this. Remember, this is a weekly chart, okay, traders. So it's not a. Let me blow this up a bit more, right? It's not a short term, short term chart. This is a big. And why I'm saying that is that this whole area here, that's actually a month worth of data. Okay, 1 month, 30 days. And then same thing through, look at this here. That was resistance, and then it became support and support. So around that 3,300 area, you can see that was a lot of support and resistance. And same for this area through here, which is at 3,500. That's why I'm saying, as this market comes back down into this area through here, guess what's going to happen? We're going to find a lot of support levels. And then we're probably going to bounce and so on and so forth, right? So that's why I'm saying I'm trying to draw a picture in my head. Okay, 98% of the people know that there's a gap there. Okay, 98% of the people know that these gaps are here. But then when I actually look at the stock markets probably do the exact opposite, because most people, traders, I've done that myself, right? I've traded just because, well, there's a gap there, surely it's going to get filled, and so I'm going to go long. Oh my goodness, all gaps get filled, and and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, they do get filled. They do get filled. But you know what? It could also do this as well too, right? We also could come down through here first, and then come back up and then bounce it, right? So again, this whole area through here, that 3,500, this is where we're probably going to find some significant support levels. So I wouldn't be too surprised, guys, that the market's going to go against what everyone else thinks is going to happen, and then it's going to come down through here, stop everyone out, and then it's going to come back up there, and you're going to go, oh my goodness, right? And you get so cranky because I've done it before. It's like I'm going to go long, and that's where it's just like, I don't ever go long just because of a gap. I always go long because of a strategy. My strategy gets over a 90% success rate. And again, in my coaching program, I teach you all the details to that, and I show you my trades as well too. So, but that's what I want to share with you there. And also same for the Nasdaq, right? Same thing for the Nasdaq. If I look at this here, we're getting a little bit of, so we may even get a bit of a pop to the upside and come to close the gap. I'm not saying we're not going to close the gap, but what I'm saying is I believe there's a bit more downside to come. And this is the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq major. Look at this here. This is the Nasdaq. This is that major support. Look where that support level comes into it. That's a major long-term support level. The market does remember these long-term levels, and this is X marks the spot. So when if the Nasdaq continues down a little bit more, which is probably going to happen, what I'm sort of seeing moving forward is that we're probably going to get a move. We may even get a little bit more down. We may even get maybe a week or so doing that. And then we get a bit of a capitulation coming down to here. And for some reason, it comes down to this level here. And then that's the bottom. And then it actually starts to bounce. So it's going to be really interesting. But the X marks the spot for the Nasdaq. Remember, this is that long-term support level. And it's really interesting, right? These two long-term levels come into play together. It's so there. So that major support level is around 10,000. And then we have... this major resistance back here, which is probably going to become support. So again, this whole X marks the spot, the 9,500 to 10,000 level is a major support level in the markets. Let's actually bring up a good old bit of a candlestick chart here for you guys for a minute, because I know some of you guys like the candlestick charts. Let's go have a look at the mining sector. GDXJ, here we go, guys. Remember I said before, right? We never want to trade against trend. And those particular people who got cranky at me because they said I didn't know what I was doing and so on and so forth, because firstly, I called this a fake out. You've been watching me for the last few weeks. You know I said that this is a fake out, guys. Don't be fooled. The market's down. And then the market did this and we did an engulfing candle. And I'm saying nothing's changed, guys. It just did an engulfing candle. Stop focusing on the candlestick and focus on the flow of the markets. One candlestick doesn't mean jack diddle to the markets. Because I guarantee you, so people are like, oh my goodness, it's an engulfing candle. That means it's going to go up. Especially if you're studying candlesticks. Like traders, I know, right? I spent so long studying candlesticks. Like it's engulfing. Oh, there we go. And we're gonna find a bottom. That means it's gonna reverse and we're gonna start to make a move to the upside. And then it doesn't and it goes back down. Why? Why did it do that? It's very simple. Because candlesticks are just a one candlestick pattern. What's the most important part? Oh, low, high, lower high. The trend is down. And until the trend changes, forget the candlestick pattern. Right? Forget the candlestick pattern. Now, yes, you want a pattern to trade the markets, but the most important thing is looking at the flow of the markets. And because we had a strong move down and then a very weak move up, we're possibly going to get what? Another strong move down. And this whole pullback through here, that's what I'm saying. This is a fake out and then away we go. And as you can see, ever since this fake out has happened through there, GDX as well too, another leg down. This is exactly what I've been saying through here, guys. Don't fight the market and so on and so forth. SILJ, same sort of thing as well too. We're continuing to come down through here. And once again, traders, the big thing to learn about trading from these markets that I had to learn, and it took me a while because, you know, my brain cells sometimes, I'm a guy, right? I want to run at the brick wall maybe 20 times. And I'm going to get to the point where I'm almost knocked out and taken to hospital before I realize I shouldn't be doing that anymore. And that's what I've done, right? It's like, oh man, I really got to stop doing that dumbass mistake. And then I stopped it, and again, that's where like when my coaching program, it's not all about just teaching you my strategy, but it's also teaching you the habits, right, of going into becoming a good trader. And same for the SIL as well too. Look at this here, continue down is exactly what I've been saying, guys. And once again, I called this a fake out, not a breakout. And then when we had this candlestick reversal pattern, I said, guys, nothing's changed, nothing's happened. We're still on the downside. And then look what's been happening now. Silver as well, or gold is just continuing going sideways through here. We're probably going to get a drop here in silver, gold. Gold is continued to hold here strong, and it's not looking too good. Now, it's not definitely going to go down now, but if we do get something like this, traders, if we do get something like that, then yes, guess what? We have a massive probability now of starting the next downward leg. Okay, so that's the big key here. Do we actually start to break past? Do we actually start to break past these lows through here? If we do, then downside we go. Same for silver as well too, right? Look at this here, sideways. This thing's now starting to slowly roll over, and we're now right at that level of resistance when it comes to the mining sector. And you can see here, major support, and now we're rolling over here. It's actually not looking too good, guys. And we've actually got we've actually now confirmed this major resistance. And if you can see what's actually happening, we even got a small little, we've got a low, and now we're getting a small little lower high, and now we're at this level through here. So there's a high probability we're going to start to see some more weakness in the stock market. So there we go, traders. I hope you enjoyed this out. Traders, make sure you click on that very first link in the description to grab that. Again, you can try out my entire weekly coaching program where you get access to my #1 trading strategy. You get access to the scans to scan for all these trades. And then you get access to the private Facebook group, the weekly live coaching sessions. I'm there every single week coaching you and helping you to move forward. Not only to have a good trading system, but also, like what I talked about today, right? About reading the market, how to read the market and become a much better trader. And then also, I'm there to help you individually to actually help you to become a good trader as well too, right? Because you can have a good trading system, but if you're not a good trader, which actually because there's two parts of trading, right? There is the system, but then there's also, or you, what actually goes into a good trader. Because if you're not a good trader, I can give you a really good trading system, but if you don't have the characteristics, the habits of a good trader, then it doesn't matter what system you have, it's not going to work. And that's what my whole coaching program is all about. As I said before, guys, today is the last day. You can try it out for 97% off. Very first thing in the description, guys. Click on that, and I'll see you in the next video.